Northwood Academy was one of the most prestigious schools in the city. Known for its high standards and bright students, it was a place where futures were forged. But this year, a new student arrived, and she brought with her a mystery that would grip the entire school. But this new student brought with her a mystery, a secret hidden behind a constant veil. Her name was Leticia. The first day Leticia walked through the gates of Northwood, she was an enigma. Her face was completely obscured by a large, intricately patterned scarf. Mr. Adebayo, her class teacher, gently guided her into the crowded classroom, the eyes of curious teenagers following their every move. "Class," Mr. Adebayo announced, "please welcome our new student, Leticia." He gestured towards an empty desk beside Chitty, a boy known for his friendly nature. Leticia moved hesitantly, her head bowed, the scarf a complete barrier between her and her new classmates. "Hi," Chitty whispered, a welcoming smile on his face. "I'm Chitty. Welcome to Northwood." Leticia offered a slight nod, her eyes briefly meeting his before darting away, her face still hidden. The other students exchanged curious glances, a silent question hanging in the air. Why wouldn't she show her face? From that moment on, Leticia remained an enigma. In class, during breaks, even in the bustling hallways, the scarf stayed firmly in place. It was a constant presence, a visual barrier that sparked endless speculation. Whispers followed her like a shadow. "Did you see her? Still with the scarf?" One student would say to another. "Maybe she's got something really bad on her face," another would speculate. "Or perhaps she's hiding from someone," a more dramatic voice would suggest. The rumors grew wilder with each passing day, painting pictures of disfigurement, secret identities, and even fantastical scenarios. Chitty, however, felt a genuine concern for Leticia. He saw the isolation in her posture, the fleeting glimpses of sadness in her eyes when they occasionally peeked from behind the fabric. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to her story than met the eye, or rather, didn't meet the eye. He resolved to try and understand, to offer a hand of friendship without demanding answers. Days turned into weeks, and the mystery surrounding Leticia only deepened. Teachers, concerned for her well-being, tried to gently inquire if she was all right, if she needed any assistance. But Leticia would only offer soft, muffled assurances that she was fine, her voice barely audible through the layers of fabric. Mrs. Obi, the school principal, a woman known for her stern yet fair demeanor, had a private conversation with Leticia in her office. But even the principal's gentle probing couldn't penetrate the veil. Leticia remained polite but guarded, her secret locked firmly behind the scarf. One afternoon, during art class, as students were absorbed in their sketching, a sudden gust of wind swept through the open windows. Leticia, reaching for a charcoal stick, didn't notice the corner of her scarf momentarily lift. Chitty, who was seated nearby, caught a fleeting glimpse of her cheek. It appeared smooth, unmarked, completely contradicting the rumors of scars and deformities. This brief revelation only intensified his curiosity and strengthened his resolve to understand her situation. In the digital realm of the school's social media groups, Leticia became a sensation. Blurry photos taken from a distance fueled endless debates and outlandish theories. Some students, showing empathy, pleaded for others to respect her privacy. "Leave her alone, guys. It's her choice," one message read. But others were relentless in their pursuit of the truth, their curiosity often bordering on cruelty. "Has anyone seen her face yet? I bet it's something crazy," another message would declare. Amidst the swirling rumors and curious stares, a more unpleasant element emerged. Joke, the school bully, a boy known for his arrogance and insensitivity, saw Leticia's veiled face as an easy target for his taunts. One day, as Leticia was quietly making her way to class, Joke and his cronies cornered her in the hallway. "Hey, Miss Mystery," Joke sneered, reaching out a hand towards her scarf. "What are you hiding under there? Lose your face in a street fight?" Leticia flinched, trying to sidestep him, but Joke blocked her path. "Come on, let's have a little peek, shall we? We're all dying to know what you look like." Before Leticia could respond, Chitty stepped forward, placing himself between her and Joke. "Leave her alone, Joke," he said firmly, his voice surprisingly steady. "It's none of your business." Joke scoffed, rolling his eyes. "Look who it is, Sir Knight in shining armor. What's your stake in this, chitty? Got a secret crush on the veiled lady." A small crowd of students had gathered, their eyes darting between the confrontation and the silent, distressed figure of Leticia. The constant attention, the relentless whispers, and the occasional cruel taunts were clearly taking their toll on Leticia. The carefully constructed wall she had built around herself seemed to be showing cracks under the weight of scrutiny. Chitty, witnessing her distress during the encounter with Joke, felt a surge of anger towards those who refused to respect her boundaries. He knew he had to do more than just offer silent support. One afternoon, Chitty found Leticia alone in the quiet corner of the school library, engrossed in a book. He approached her hesitantly. "Leticia," he began softly, "can I sit with you?" Leticia looked up, a flicker of surprise in her eyes. She nodded slowly, a silent invitation. I just wanted to say that you don't owe anyone an explanation," Chitty continued, his voice gentle. "It's your choice, what you want to share or not share." Leticia looked at him, and for the first time, Chitty saw a hint of gratitude in her gaze. "Thank you, Chitty," she whispered, her voice still slightly muffled. "You know," Chitty added, trying to lighten the mood, "if you ever want to talk about anything, I'm here." Leticia looked down at her book again, but there was a subtle shift in her posture, a slight easing of the tension that usually clung to her. This small act of kindness seemed to create a fragile connection between them. For the first time, Leticia had acknowledged him, had allowed a brief glimpse into her guarded world. It was a tiny crack in the wall, a glimmer of the person hidden beneath the layers of fabric and fear. Soon after, posters began appearing around the school, announcing the annual talent show. Excitement rippled through the student body as they discussed potential acts and practiced their skills. This year, however, the buzz had an extra layer of anticipation. Would the mysterious veiled girl participate? Would this be the moment she finally revealed herself to the school? The speculation was intense. Then, an unexpected entry appeared on the talent show sign-up sheet. In neat handwriting, a name was inscribed: Leticia, vocal performance. The student managing the sign-up stared at the name in surprise, whispering the news to a nearby classmate. The word spread like wildfire. Leticia was going to perform. This was it. This was the moment everyone had been waiting for. Would she finally step onto the stage without her veil? The anticipation was palpable. On the night of the talent show, backstage was a flurry of nervous energy. Students paced, rehearsed lines, and adjusted costumes. Chitty spotted Leticia standing alone in a quiet corner, her scarf still firmly in place. He approached her, his heart filled with a mixture of curiosity and concern. "Hey, Leticia," he said softly. "You okay? You seem nervous." Leticia looked at him, her eyes reflecting a blend of fear and determination. I am," she admitted, her voice barely a whisper. This is a big step for me." "You have an amazing voice," Chitty reassured her. "I've heard you humming sometimes in class. You'll be great." A small, hesitant smile touched Leticia's lips. "Thank you, Chitty," she said quietly, for everything." The air backstage crackled with anticipation. Everyone knew Leticia's performance would be the highlight of the night, the moment of truth. What would happen when she stepped onto that stage? The stage lights dimmed, and the MC's voice boomed through the auditorium. "And now, please welcome to the stage, Leticia." A hush fell over the audience as Leticia walked onto the stage, her scarf still concealing her face. She stood center stage, clutching the microphone, her posture a mixture of vulnerability and grace. The music began. A beautiful, soulful African melody filled the hall. And then, Leticia began to sing. Her voice was breathtaking, powerful, clear, and filled with an emotion that resonated deep within each listener. It was a voice that spoke of hidden feelings, of unspoken stories, of a strength that lay beneath a fragile exterior. The audience was captivated, their initial curiosity about her appearance momentarily forgotten in the sheer beauty of her song. As the melody soared and dipped, the emotion in Leticia's voice intensified. She closed her eyes, seemingly lost in the music, her voice weaving a tapestry of longing and resilience. Some members of the audience were visibly moved, tears welling up in their eyes. As the song reached its powerful crescendo, Leticia slowly reached up and gently untied the knot of her scarf. The fabric fell away, revealing her face to the stunned audience. A collective gasp swept through the auditorium. On both her cheeks were striking, intricate tribal markings, beautiful, artistic lines that told a silent story of her heritage. For a moment, the entire hall was silent, the only sound the lingering notes of the music. Then, a wave of applause erupted, a thunderous sound of understanding and acceptance washing over the auditorium. Chitty watched from backstage, a look of awe and profound understanding on his face. After the performance, Leticia was surrounded by her classmates, their initial curiosity replaced by genuine admiration and respect. Chitty stood nearby, a warm smile on his face. "Thank you," Leticia said, her voice clearer now, filled with emotion. "All of you. It wasn't easy for me to come here, to be seen. These markings there from my tribe. It's a tradition, a rite of passage. But in the city, people don't always understand. I was afraid of being judged, of being different." Some students nodded in understanding, their earlier assumptions melting away. Even Joke looked down, a rare expression of shame on his face. "They're beautiful, Leticia," one student said sincerely. "Really beautiful." Another added, "We're so sorry if we made you feel uncomfortable." Leticia's fear had been understandable. In a world that often pressures individuals to conform, embracing one's unique cultural identity can be a daunting and vulnerable experience, especially for a young person navigating the complexities of adolescence. But in that moment, surrounded by her peers who now saw her not as the veiled girl but as Leticia, the talented singer with a beautiful story etched on her skin, a weight seemed to lift from her shoulders. The atmosphere at Northwood Academy shifted. The mystery that had shrouded Leticia was gone, replaced by a newfound understanding and acceptance. The next day, as Leticia walked through the school hallways, her face uncovered, she carried herself with a newfound confidence. She smiled freely at the students she passed, and they returned her smiles with warmth and genuine regard. Some students approached her, offering words of support and friendship. Chitty walked beside her, a comfortable silence between them.
"See," he said gently.
"I told you your voice was amazing. And your markings, they're incredible." Leticia smiled at him, a true, radiant smile that reached her eyes. "Thank you, Chitty," she said sincerely, "for being a true friend." Leticia's journey, though unique, carries a universal message. It reminds us that judging others based on appearances can lead us to miss the beauty and strength that lies within. Her story is a testament to the courage it takes to embrace one's true identity in a world that doesn't always understand. It's a reminder that our differences are not weaknesses, but often the very source of our strength and beauty. And perhaps most importantly, it highlights the power of kindness and understanding in breaking down the walls of fear and prejudice. Leticia's voice, both in song and in her story, resonated deeply within the heart of Northwood Academy, leaving a lasting melody of acceptance and the courage to be seen, truly seen, for who you are.